All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. I know I didn't schedule this one yesterday, but decided why not, let's start. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. So for anyone just joining, my name is Shashank. I'm a data analyst working in Seattle. And on this channel, I teach you how to break into the world of data analytics. And today, on Thursday morning specifically, I answer any questions you might have about the world of analytics. Welcome, Homesh. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Dotto. Yes, great to hear it, Sarah. Hey, Nathan, Chinmay. Let's see, let's shrink this a little bit. Thank you so much, Sai Kumar. I've been doing well. So we've gotten a couple of sponsors recently, so I've been able to crank out a lot more content. Luckily, I have a bit of a break right now, but next week we'll be right back on it. We have a sponsor for a video next week, so I'll be putting in, we'll be creating a new one. Okele, great, or OKK, great to hear from you. Yeah, I apologize. I didn't notify people about, what do you call it, the stream coming up. Hello, hello, everyone. Sweet, great to hear that, Sarah. So for anyone wondering, what Sarah's talking about is that there's this wonderful book called Storytelling with Data. Let me see if I can expand that for you. And basically, it is it's kind of like the golden standard for this type of book in the industry. I recommend basically everyone reads it. And I have a free live class that I'll be teaching in partnership with this company called Lighthall on not this Saturday, but next Saturday, that you can go check out at this link over here. Let me see if I can get the link. But it's a pretty cool system because they have it like set up to where you guys can like ask me questions live and vice versa. I can bring you guys up on stage to answer the questions, so I'm excited for it. Let's see if I can pull it up real fast. Aman Khan, great to hear from you. Here it is. My free live class. So go ahead and check that out. Sycamore, I'm doing well. I got an offer from Micron and Accenture for ML on cloud. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so let's see what we have going on. So Prayag Sapar, I'm 21, electronics engineering. How do I study to become a data analyst? So any question that anyone has that says how to study to become a data analyst, read the description. There is a roadmap to become a data analyst. So I won't be answering any how do I study to become a data analyst questions because it's like the first or second line of the description of the video. Let's see if I can find it. Might be like the second line. Yeah, it's like the third line of the video description. So make sure to read that first before you ask your questions. So if you have a question about how to become a data analyst, now if after seeing that you have a question, feel free to let me know. But if the question is literally just how do I become a data analyst, there's a roadmap video in the description below. So Homesh, your question, same one. So how can I make a project on my own? Usually what I recommend people do, and actually I have an exciting video coming up where it's a Chrome extension that allows you to scrape data very easily. So that'll help you in the future. But basically what I always recommend people do is I recommend that they find something that they're interested in, get their own data, and then from there, go ahead and do some kind of a project. Usually you start with an exploratory data analysis where you will look at the available data and try and see what insights you can gain from it by asking question after question. That's usually how I start off my projects. HTML, CSS is not needed for data analysis. Again, Prayag, this question is answered in the roadmap video. Manju, hello. Virish Kurabara, 3 years of Meki, nice. Ashok Reddy, thanks Shashank. What do you think will, for data analyst or data scientist, learning SQL or Python? Ashok, I'm not really answering the grammar of your question. Would you be able to ask it again? Vishal, I've completed Microsoft Excel course on Coursera now. Begin my Python. Yeah, I'd say that's a good way to get started. If you know SQL and Excel, that's more than enough to get started in the industry for sure. So, Ishan, great to hear from you. Any particular pages for data sets? Kaggle is great. The SEC has a great website as well, Edgar, where you can get some good data. But if you're looking for like cleaned and like prepared data for you, then Kaggle's a great place to start. Let's see. Okay, Barish, I have 3 years of experience in mechanical engineering. I started data science. I'm scared to shift careers. Key points that will fill confidence in me. I would always say keep studying and make sure you know the technology stack of whatever company you end up signing up in. That is a great way to build your confidence. Once you know the technology stack, I wouldn't say it becomes easy, but it becomes drastically easier. So that's my first piece of advice. Sailboat King, awesome. Great to hear it. Could you recommend some projects I can do to demonstrate my SQL skills on my resume? That's a bit of a difficult question, only because SQL projects aren't much of a thing. Like, they're really contrived, right? Because you'll have to like get data, load it into a SQL database. So I do have a hard time recommending that. Usually that's the only thing you can do. You can do like a regular project and then just like load that data into a SQL database and then, you like use SQL to extract it from there. But I'm not sure there's much in the way of like a SQL project for that you can use. So I usually tell people don't worry too much about SQL projects because there's not much of a way to like have a SQL project without like really contriving it. Been asked if I want to take a professional certification at work. That's a cool question. It's a cool situation to be in where your company's willing to pay for a professional certification. What's your career right now? Are you already a data analyst, Ali? Sebastian, Kaggle.com is probably the best place to go look. Unshib, is it worth taking a master's in data science / analytics in the US? I would say, it really depends on you. Yeah, I think it really depends on like you and who you are as a person, honestly. If you want to advance past a certain part in your career and you plan on staying in industry your entire life, like, as in a company, I would say you probably need to go look into a master's degree. Because if you want to get past a certain level at your company, I would say a master's degree is almost a necessity. You could get away with that one, but I would recommend one if you want to go past a certain level. But not everyone does, so. Ooh, is it that obvious? Vishal says I look tired. Okay, it's that obvious. I got up 5 minutes before this live stream. Like I just missed all my alarms. Give me a second. Let me go get some water. This is actually probably a good idea. My throat feels really weird. Oof, be right back. Yeah, that does feel better. Thank you so much, Vishal. Ooh, yeah, that does feel a lot better. Okay, cool. So what are we at right now? Aryan, read the description of the video. And again, anyone that like joins a live stream, make sure you read the description of the live stream before you comment like anything, because a lot of the times there is a lot of information in there. So anyone that asked a question how to become a data analyst, that's thoroughly answered in my roadmap video, linked in the description below. Again, if you watch the video and you still have questions, 100% feel free to ask them, but don't ask me how to become a data analyst. That's already answered in that video I've linked in the description. But these other questions are great. Okay, let's see. Hey, Twan, great to hear from you. Great to hear from you. Chris Kennedy, great to hear from you. Mithun, Chinmay. Okay, let's see what else we got over here. I feel like I missed some. Tyler Silverman. How often do you use command line? I've received a couple of data science interviews and this comes up a lot. Really? Interesting. Okay. Because the thing is, command line is not like, it's not hard to use. It's just I mean, now you can use bash to do a lot, like some crazy stuff, which can get a little bit complicated. But for what a data scientist needs to know, I wouldn't say it's particularly complicated. Like, I do use it every single day, but I like run like 1 or 2 commands on it, honestly. Yeah, I would say if you're getting into data science, you should be pretty well versed in the command line. But it's weird that someone asks that in an interview. I wouldn't ask someone that in an interview, because even if they didn't know, they'd figure it out. It's pretty easy to figure out, especially if they know how to code already. So, because if you know how to code, you're already using the command line to like install packages and everything. So, yeah, I would say I use it every day, but very, very little. So I'm surprised that someone asked you that in an interview. Let's see. I'm a civil engineering, so Dikshit BS. I'm a civil engineering student. I jumped into analytics accidentally during COVID, but I'm struggling very hard at work. I feel like I'm not suited for this. Should I take a break, study, and improve? I'm 30, by the way. Well, I mean, it really depends on you, right? Like, I tell people this all the time. Everyone has different, like, what's the primary purpose of a job, right? For most people, right? It's to make money. And everyone has different economic goals in their life. Some people's goals don't really allow them to take much of a break, but I mean, yeah, I would say if you have like, your emergency fund set up, you have all that, you have like the basic setup, then why not go take a break? I think, yeah, if you're 30 years old, you should really be trying to figure out what specifically you want to do. That way you can get into the senior levels of those positions. Or maybe just take a vacation, right? Take a vacation of a couple of days and like sit down and like really like just try and decide, why am I struggling? What is the problem here? Is it like, is it like my boss? Is it my company? Is it the industry? Is it the work? Is it me? Maybe I have some personal thing I have to deal with. I see no problem taking a break at all. I think that's a great idea. It's very mature too. Where are you working? Seattle. Oh, yes. So sale booking. It's a really interesting question. I'll get to that in a second. Vishal, your session on how to tell stories with data, will it be uploaded to YouTube? It will. But it probably won't be uploaded to YouTube for like 2-3 weeks. So, yeah. Okay, Tevin Sharp. I was able to land a BI position. Thanks to some of your videos. I start next week. Congratulations, Tevin. I love to hear that. That's the whole point of this channel, is to help people land jobs. In practical statistics, book topics are given in short, although I saw your videos, but I personally need a question answer type approach. Is there an alternative for this book to learn stats? So, Ishan, when you say you need a question answer approach, like what do you mean? Like, could you elaborate a little bit? Homesh, what one advice you would give to a young aspiring data analyst? Once you get a job, don't stop learning. I think data analyst as a field, data analysis as a field is great and all, but at the bottom level of it, it's getting very crowded. So you want to rise up as quickly as you can. That way you don't get swallowed by the masses. And the reason you don't want that to happen to you is because salaries start to go down. So you want to make sure you move up as quickly as possible because it's a very popular field. It's becoming more popular at the bottom level. And upskilling yourself is a great way to ensure you don't get swallowed up in like that massive low salaries near the bottom. Is it worth putting ML projects done from Kaggle data sets on my CV for campus placements? Subhadeep. Yeah, for campus placements, I recommend it for sure. Ricardo, hello. Parag Sapar, what would be a great way to understand Pandas documentation? Go to my YouTube channel and check out my Python course. I go over Pandas in that. Fighter Jet, welcome. I've been through a SQL course of studying practice. Yes. So actually, I am very seriously considering this right now. The only thing is I'm looking for a sponsor for that video as well. So we have a couple of sponsors on the docket, but the next couple of ones want me to show off a specific project or product. So I am waiting for a sponsor that'll allow me to just do a normal video. So I have one next week, but I want to see if I can get one more. Natalie, great to hear from you. How do you suggest getting out of tutorial hell? So what Natalie's referring to is basically the this kind of purgatory, right? I call it a purgatory, right? Because it's not like actively bad. It's more of like this place where nothing happens, which is why I call it tutorial purgatory. But what she's basically referring to is when you start watching tutorials and you get this feeling of accomplishment when you start to understand what's going on. And so you keep watching tutorials because you get this feeling of accomplishment. But at the end of the day, like, you know, watching tutorials is not going to like get you anywhere. So it's very important that you continue to actually apply what you learn. And that's how you get out of tutorial purgatory, in my opinion. You go ahead and apply what you do and actively, what do you call it? Apply for jobs. You know, at the end of the day, a job's the easiest way to get out of tutorial purgatory. But applying what you know is what you do as well. Find some real life application for what you are doing. Where was I? What do you think is best for data analyst or scientist? Learning SQL or Python? Which should we learn first? I've been told SQL should be. Yeah, generally SQL should be first. It's more immediately mandatory. How do you deal with imposter syndrome? Honestly, like I just keep asking my superiors for feedback, and as long as it's not negative, then that's usually how I deal with it. Everyone deals with it differently, but that's how I generally deal with it. I will just keep asking my superiors for feedback and make sure that they're very happy with the work that I am putting in. As long as they're happy with the work I'm putting in, then I don't get as much imposter syndrome. I get a very manageable amount, honestly. Oh, yo, it's Harpreet Sahota. Great to hear from you. Thanks for joining in. We're just here answering questions people may have about the world of data science and analytics. Do you think Code Wars is a good way to learn SQL? They have SQL training / testing area. What is Code? I've never heard of it. Code Wars. It's an educational company for computer programming. On the platform, software developers train on programming challenges known as kata. These discrete programming exercises train a range of skills. Yeah, I don't see why not. Sounds like a good idea. Really? Oh, actually, I might. Wow. So this code does not execute properly. Try and figure out why. Select price plus amount as total from items. Let's see what the error is. Rows do not match expected total. Huh. Oh, you know what? I'm guessing one of them is not a integer. So what we probably want to do is over here is we probably want to cast this as an integer. Or I think, wait, in SQL, I think you have to actually write out integer. There we go. So cast amount as let us see if that solves the problem. Passed to, failed to. Oh, interesting. Huh. Should be a float value. Oh, my bad. Wait, it should be a float value? Interesting, okay. So let's try it again then. Float. Pass 3, failed 1. There's a bunch of different tests. Is there a bunch of different tests or what is there? Huh. We'll get back to this. It's price times amount. Wait, so what am I supposed to, is it? It does not, but the question is, it doesn't execute properly. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess that's the answer. So how, if the question was, it doesn't execute properly, how was I supposed to know? Was I supposed to like look at the answer, then look at the individual columns and then know, oh, these obviously need to be multiplied together? But yeah, Sailboat King, I would say that's good practice for sure. No, that's excellent practice right there. All right. Can you make a video on carrying responsibility of a data analyst from day-to-day work? Yeah, for sure. Is DataCamp worth it to learn data? In my opinion, yes. Hey, Marshall, great to see you. In my opinion, yeah, it's a great tool out there. If you want, you can check out my roadmap video. I have a link in the description. It's an affiliate link. Check it out. Great way to support the channel. All right. But yes, Sailboat King, that was great. That's fun. I'm going to do more of that. That was actually a lot of fun. Data Geek, my family is, yes. All right, which questions did I miss? Okay, Faizan, how do you learn from scratch from transitioning to data analyst? Same question, roadmap. It's linked in the description below. So Monk's Mind, I completed my data analyst course. I got certification, but companies are looking for candidates who have done a few projects, kind of hands-on. What do you suggest? Do a couple of projects. I think that's probably the best way to go ahead and do it. I will have a video on specifically how to do projects, but go ahead and look at my channel. The last 2 videos or something were me working on projects. So there's a project over here. There's one over here. The best day to invest in the stock market is like a project video. So go ahead and check out that video. What are recommended countries for data science and analytics in 2022 and 2023? America, 100%. The United States will pay you more than any country, and you're going to be working with the best data scientists in the world over here. I've heard that China has some really, really like skilled data scientists as well. Of course, pay's not nearly as good. But if that's a question, 100%, any tech job, the best opportunity is always going to be in the U.S. Or not always, but it currently is in the U.S. Beyond that, I'm not 100% sure. The UK has some solid opportunities, but they pay a lot less than we do in the US. But yeah, I would say the United States is a great place for opportunity. Oh, wow, a lot of questions. Okay. I'm a data analyst. So Ali, they asked me to do something in accounting so I can get financial knowledge. I looked into data analytics. There are courses, but not sure if these are useful later in my career. What are the courses you're looking into? A Vargas, I hope you're doing well. I listened to the video you did with Nick Singh and I bought the book. I'm hoping to complete my transition days in the next couple of months. Awesome, Vargas. Great to hear that. Great to hear that. Hopefully that video was helpful. I was surprised that honestly some of the videos I do, I'm kind of surprised at the low viewership that they get. If anyone has any idea why certain videos I make get such lower viewership and some get much higher viewership, let me know. For example, like this one over here only has 5K views, but this one over here has 11K views. I can understand why the course has 37,000 views, and I can definitely understand why the data analyst roadmap has 100,000 views, but I'm not really sure why this one has a very small number of views compared to this one, but maybe it's just the days it's been on the market for. But the problem is the views on this one are like they've like flattened out, so I need to find a way to get like more consistently get more views on my videos. Crucial steps and projects that need to be taken to go from data analyst to data scientist. Can you make these? Can you make short clips of these long live videos? Oh, like this one over here. Yeah, actually, you know what? I probably should just do that. Yeah, I probably should just do that, honestly. MP, if a job posting on LinkedIn has 40 applicants in, let's say, 10 days, is there a higher chance that you would be looked at by a recruiter? Yeah, that's not that many in my opinion. I would say that's relatively few, so you should definitely go there. Just don't forget that people apply at other sources as well. Ishan, is there an alternative for practical statistics book where they make you solve problems? I'm not aware of any myself. Not saying that there totally is. I'm just not aware of any myself, honestly. Harpreet Sahota, pleasure to be here, man. Love what you've been putting out. When are you coming in my? Go ahead. Message me on LinkedIn. If you send me a message, let me know. I may have missed it, but if you message me on LinkedIn, then yeah, I can totally come on. It sounds exciting. Is it better to learn Python or R when you're starting off? Python, definitely Python. When it comes to getting your own data, do I have this correct? Use an API if you can, although it's web scrape. 100%. Always use an API if you can. They're way easier. How old do you learn data skills? I learned them when I was like in my mid-20s. What skills do you need for mid-senior management and quant finance to manage a team of data analysts? I would say, well, you probably have to understand what's going on to a certain extent, right? Obviously not fully, right, if you're just managing them. But you need to have a basic idea of what's going on. You need to have a basic idea of the kind of cycle of a data science project, in my opinion. So like crisp DM and stuff like that. And you need, I think more than anything, managers of technical people who aren't contributors, like individual contributors themselves. The most important thing that they can do is understand how to manage, like get people out of the way of their technical workers. That's probably what some of the best people managers do. All right. What is the next question? Deep Note or Google Colab? They're both great. I think for most purposes, they both work just fine. If you're working on a team, I'd recommend Deep Note though. But yeah, if you're just by yourself, then it's basically the same, I'd say. Well, no, Deep Note has a lot more functionality. So actually, no, I'd go with Deep Note. Yeah. Yes, I am. We're at 79.5, almost there. Almost there. Just need 500 more people. Make better thumbnails. The thumbnails on the better video is really good. I feel the white background pops more than others. Okay. Oh, thank you. No, that's great advice. I will. Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and switch to white thumbnails. I guess here. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Why Python? Because Google certificate teaches R. Yeah, I don't know why the Google certificate teaches R. I say Python because when you work at companies, right, more of them will be using Python because engineers know Python. Engineers don't know R because it's not a programming language people put into production a lot of the times. Now there's a guy Matt Dancho on LinkedIn who would probably rip me a new one if he heard me saying this. R is a great language at the end of the day. But if you were to ask me what my opinion is, I would say that learning Python, you will have a greater variety of jobs available to you. That's why I always recommend Python. Do we have to know all the biz tools to get an entry-level job? All entry-level jobs required 2 to 3 experience. Yeah, I've noticed, especially in the Indian market, for some reason, everyone says that. You need like 2 to 3 years of experience in, what do you call it? In the field. But I don't know. Like, it is... Do you need to know all the biz tools? No. Go ahead and just learn one of them, something like Tableau or Power BI, and then go from there. Because I only know Tableau, right? I know Power BI by extension because like they're so similar. And if I wanted another BI job, I could probably get one where they ask me to know Power BI by just saying I know Power BI and then learning the tool in my free time. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. Yeah, go ahead and just learn one of the tools. The 2 to 3 year experiencing, the only thing I can think of is like internships. Like go ahead and put your internships in there and go ahead and put your projects in there. Sulaiman Ahmed, what was your first project at Upwork? What you had to do and how you made a short description? So actually, my first project, data entry. I did a data entry project just so I could put the word, like I could get good ratings. That was kind of the whole point of it. Of course, Shweta, but yeah, Sulaiman, I did just a data entry project. As far as like Upwork description, I think I watched a video on YouTube. I'm trying to remember which one I watched. I think this is it. Yeah, this is probably what it was. I recommend this one because, and what this person says is, there's a couple things you can do, right? One piece of advice I have for people is go ahead and check out, like see if you can figure out the name of the person requesting the contract. And a lot of people won't put their name in the contract, but the reviews will say the name of the person. So if the review says, like Johnny Appleseed, right? Put in to Johnny Appleseed or who it may concern, because people's like their names stick out to them, right? So make sure you use their name. It's like a weird trick that actually I found works out quite well. Always underbid your first couple of contracts, in my opinion. I know like a lot of people will say like, don't like undersell yourself. In my opinion, undersell yourself to get a good rating and to get a good like grip on the platform, and then from there go on and do other stuff. Mel, I joined late regarding the SQL project. I used Google Sandbox and used SQL to extract the data. I ran some data. Nice. Tyler Silverman, let's see what your question is. All right, so hi. How would you convince management to change your title from DA to DS? No current DS at my location. X number of DS projects presented to management and recommended to them. Make sure you do the projects at the company. So go ahead and like put together a job description for a data scientist, and then ask your boss, hey, if I do all of this, can I get a data scientist title? So make your own. If there is none at your company, make your own job description. And any project you do, like once you're in the workforce, projects outside of work are not always the best use of your time versus projects in the office. I found that out the hard way, unfortunately. So make sure any projects you do are like for the company. Prod Swift, do you shop at Whole Foods? If so, it'll help you. I do shop at Whole Foods, actually. Yeah, go ahead and send it over. Vishal Kar, I'll be joining UTD for my master's data specialist. Nice. I'm from Dallas, Texas. So welcome to Richardson. All right. Lotar Medina Contreras, what study method do you use? I love your content. Well, thank you so much. I basically use a modified Pomodoro. That's basically what I use. You study for study for like some minutes and take a break, study for some minutes, take a break, study for some minutes, take a break. I'll actually, I'll probably put out a video where I actually describe how I study as a working individual. That's actually a good idea. If I directly learn the advanced Excel and SQL and skip all the data analyst courses from Google Data Analyst courses, it's going to be an industry. Yeah. No one needs the data analyst course. It's just a really good one, and people keep asking about it. It's so hyped right now that you can't avoid talking about it. But yeah, I never used it. So If an entry-level job requires 2 to 3 years of experience, should you apply as a fresh graduate? Yes. My first job required 3 to 4 years of experience. So, you know. Can you share something on big data? Yes. Yes, I can. What is your rate on Upwork? Could someone take Upwork projects as part-time work? Yeah, you could totally take Upwork projects as part-time work. So I'm actually quitting Upwork sometime soon. I actually need to go ahead and call my client and tell them I'm going to be quitting Upwork. I charge $66 an hour. That way, after Upwork's fees, I get $60 an hour. And I'm quitting Upwork because I'm making a lot more money on YouTube right now. So thank you guys so much for all the support you've shown this channel. You guys are the reason that I don't have to do Upwork anymore. Like, Upwork is great and all. I wasn't the biggest fan of like going to work, doing a bunch of work for, someone else. Like, I love my company, but, it's still work for someone else. And then coming back home and then continuing to do work for other people. So I think it is, it wasn't quite for me, honestly. And I was kind of just doing it to make some extra money. But now, because of you guys, I am making a decent amount of money on this YouTube channel, so I don't have to do it anymore. But yeah, $66 an hour. That way I could charge $60 an hour. Or that way I would actually receive $60 an hour. I made a pretty decent amount of money on it. In fact, I'll probably make a video on Upwork, how I did on it, and why I'm quitting, Ooh, that's a really good video idea. And that would be relatively easy to shoot, too. Of course, Algadeo. Marshall Turner, did I see your question? I did not. Let me go ahead and get it. Okay. I've been working on a DS project of mine, web scrape the data, pull df.describe.info, histograms, SNS heat map, and logistic regression. What else should I do to complete the project? Okay, so web scrape the data, that's pretty cool. So what I would recommend, the entire way, right, make sure your markdown, your comments are very, very clear. There's no point in a project if people can't like quickly skim it and like see what you were doing. So make sure your code is clean. That's what I would recommend first. Pull df.describe, info, histograms, heat map, logistic regression. What else should I do to complete the project? Have you written a conclusion on it? If you have written a conclusion on it, then I'd say, you're probably done. Maybe try another classification method, a couple more, maybe like KNN or something like that, and then determine which one's the best. What is your email? I will share your project with you. Actually, go ahead and just contact me at my Instagram. Go ahead and contact me at my Instagram. That's probably a better way to get a hold of me. Morning from Spokane. Hey, Elliot. I'm in Seattle, so we're not too far away from each other. Can you share an Upwork tutorial? Yes. That actually, you know what? That's probably what next week's video is going to be about. I was trying to think of an idea for a video next week. I like making the tutorials, but I want to expand my channel a little bit to like not like literally just do tutorials on data analytics and data science. Only because I wonder what the longevity of doing that is. Yeah. I know you get this question all the time, but how extensive does your use of stats go in your job? Not that much, honestly. I wouldn't say all that much. Marshall, of course. Vishal, I see you use VS Code. Is it a personal preference or does it have advantages? Personal preference. Jupyter Notebook is it is, I don't know if it's better, but there are some weird bugs that exist in VS Code sometimes, but I prefer it because I can do all kinds of stuff in VS Code. How much salary will an Indian data analyst get? I have no idea. I apologize. So I've never worked in the Indian market, so I can't really comment on that. Tyler Silverman, can you pipeline models inside Jupyter Notebooks and to export and then upload to Tableau? Look up TabPy. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, look up TabPy. That's what you're looking for. It's basically a way to create machine learning models in Tableau. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was my phone. I'm getting, it is, yeah, it's, we have a meeting in a couple of minutes, so probably don't have to get ready for that. Can one get a data analyst job solely based on SQL? Yeah, you probably could, honestly. All right, guys, so I do have to head out right now. Thank you for reaching out. I'll answer like one more question. Have you seen my question? Justaki. This is a good one. Okay. I have started my first real job as a data analyst, but I don't do any real data analyst work, and it's paid lower than the market rate. Should stick to this, study, or look for change. I would say actively look for a new job. First of all, okay. I was going to say ask your boss for more work, but if you're being paid below the market rate and not doing data analyst work, then you're getting a double whammy. So I would recommend looking for a different job. If you're not getting paid what you deserve to get paid, the only way to change that is to get a new job, in my opinion. Like, you could always ask for more money, but that rarely works, honestly. So, that rarely works at companies that don't already offer you a good salary. Like, companies that offer you a good salary will be willing to pay you more if, for example, you say, I have to leave. But yes, I would definitely say go look for a new job. That is definitely the move. But thank you guys so much for joining the live stream today. Unfortunately, I have to leave a little bit early because I have some meetings coming up soon, and I want to take a shower and get ready for the day before I start.